Hey everybody, so I talked about doing some Pauper content in my last video, so this time I'm making good on that, and we're coming at you with something that's very much in my brand. We have lands in Pauper that are both islands and swamps, so it would be rude of me to not start with Dimir Terror. This deck is sweet, and it got even sweeter with the new Lord of the Rings set, because Lorien Revealed, people in Modern are talking about, oh man, this helps you power out Murktide, but in Pauper, it also helps you power out Tolarian Terror. So that's like the big just in the deck, right? So you have 8 real threats. You have Tolarian Terror and you have Gurmag Angler, and the rest of the deck's about how fast can you get it out. You have Mental Notes and Thought Scours, quick ways to mill your deck through, and like the deck is just sweet. Counterspells. You got your 4 counterspell, your 3 spell pierce. You interact really well on like low amounts of mana. But the deck sometimes floods out, which is something cool that Lorien Revealed can do for you. Is that later in the game you can cast it and just draw 3 cards. So if you can get to that point in the game, you're probably doing pretty well, and you should win. You'd hope. So Snuff Outs, that's also a really cool thing because you can play a low swamp count. So a lot of the cards you cut for the Lorien Revealeds are the dual lands because you really needed the swamp type to cast Snuff Out for its 4 life costs. But now you can just island cycle because it doesn't say basic and just go get a Contaminated Aquifer or an Ice Tunnel. We're playing 5 just in case you happen to mill over some of them so you can go get the one you need. A smattering of removal spells, cast down, Chainer's Edict, 1 Agony Warp. It's a card, it plays a lot. If your opponent ever plays Guardian of the Guild Pact, this deck almost has no way to kill it unless you can get an Edict off, but decks that play Guardian normally go really wide. So there's almost no way to deal with it. But Agony Warp, real nice 2-mana answer to Guardian of the Guild Pact. Sideboard cards. For Affinity type decks, you got Annul, which also is good against bottles. 3 Steel Sabotage. More counterspells. There's a lot of burn and aggro type decks in the format. So 4 blue elemental blasts. 1 Dispel just to have another counterspell in the deck. If you're against some aggro, the 3rd copy of Unexpected Fangs is very good. Taking your 5/5s and turning them into 6/6s with lifelink is very good. Also in the mirror match, it allows you to trade with your opponent's stuff, which is pretty sweet. Shrivel, if your opponent's playing elves or some deck that goes really wide, Shrivel is very good. Chainer's Edict against bottles, against this deck, it's very good because you're usually only having 1 threat on board at a time. And then a little bit of Graveyard Hate, 1 Nihil Spellbomb, and 1 Rotten Reunion. Rotten Reunion is really good against opposing Chainer's Edicts because you can just exile something from a graveyard and then you have a 2/2 you can sack. So that's pretty sweet. But as always, remember to comment, subscribe. If you want to see more Pauper content, let me know you want to see more Pauper content. If it's really not your thing, let me know that too, and then I'll go back to playing formats that you care about. But this is really exciting for me. Pauper is my favorite format. My team gave me the go-ahead that I could do this, so I'm pretty hyped to present this to you. So I hope that this, if you've never played Pauper, never seen a lot of Pauper, I hope this gives you a cool look into what they call Legacy Light. And if you a seasoned Pauper vet, let me know all the things I did wrong, and I'll appreciate your feedback. But I'll look forward to catching you in the rounds, and then I'll talk to you a little bit more directly in the wrap-up. So enjoy the games.
Very hyped to be playing some Pauper here. We lost the die roll, but let's see how well this plays here. All right, we have Mental Note, Thought Scour, Double Island. We don't have a black land yet, but I think with this hand we could probably get to it. So let's just go ahead and keep. If we hit a black land, we can definitely turbo out some Gurmag Angler action. Drawing Lorien Revealed just makes getting the swamp easy. So, okay, my opponent ponders. Okay. I really love this ponder art. I have one of these in a commander deck. Okay, well there's the Contaminated Aquifer, so I'm just going to go ahead and play that. And pass it over. So all you gotta do is have faith. Okay, I think we have a mirror match here, which is definitely interesting. I'm probably going to have to set up being able to cast one of these and have Spell Pierce up. Opponent makes land drop. Okay. Don't know if I want to like just hold spells or, I mean, I definitely got a mental note here. Okay, got a nice tunnel. Put a spell pierce in the graveyard. Let's Thought Scour myself. See if my opponent allows that to resolve. I think my opponent's having to think about it. My opponent spell pierces the Thought Scour. Nope, I can't do that. So this goes to my turn. I spell pierce, Agony Warp. Don't quite have a castable Gurmag Angler yet, so I'm just going to play this Ice Tunnel and pass. Snuff Out really bad in this matchup since half the creatures are Gurmag Angler. Okay, now if my opponent is trying to go for Brainstorm and then like Thought Scour away cards they didn't want, I would spell pierce that. But okay, my opponent hasn't done anything besides playing some lands, some spell pierces, some cantrips. This is interesting so far. Brainstorm, okay. My opponent brainstormed already, so interesting to brainstorm into a brainstorm. Like normally you'd want to shuffle those cards away. Let's go Island. I can put this for 3 less, so it still costs 4. So no, I think we're good here. If my opponent does go Tolarian Terror, then I could Snuff Out, pay the ward, still spell pierce. Okay. Opponent is doing some island cycling. I feel like at this point, if they already have 4 lands, they might just draw the 5th land, and I might try to cast it in this matchup. I think the only thing I'm spell piercing right now is other counter spells. Looking at some cards in hand. Agony Warp doesn't kill anything. It hits Fallaji Architects, but not all the lists play that. So, let's see. Okay, Fallaji Architects. Okay, well that's going to give me something that I can Agony Warp. I think I have to do it with this on the stack though. So, black, blue, Agony Warp for both targets. That's the only thing I'm going to get out of this Agony Warp, so I might as well accept that for what it is. Okay, they mill Tolarian Terror. That's something I like to see. 1 threat down. Does not return. Chooses Snuff Out. Okay, that makes sense. There's the Aquifer. Gets Island. My opponent could. I could just go for the Gurmag Angler here, and then have Spell Pierce. Hope it's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I play this for 3. I think I'm kind of good to do that. Play the Tolarian Terror. If they go to counter it, I'll Spell Pierce that. Actually, undo. I think I'll let them counter this. Cast Gurmag Angler. And hold up the Spell Pierce. Because I know they have a Snuff Out, which can't kill the Gurmag Angler. So we are gangling now. I just hope my opponent doesn't just have like Cast Down in hand or Chainer's Edict. Okay, that's Fallaji Architects. That's okay. It does give them a blocker. Lorien Revealed, Spell Pierce. They probably take the Lorien Revealed at this point. I would. Try burying me in some card advantage, which is what they choose. It's a Gurmag Angler. Okay, so it's 2 threats down. I think my opponent is probably casting a Gurmag Angler now. Yep. Okay. That's a 5/5. I think the plan here. I think I might try to trade my Gurmag Angler for theirs. Like if they go to Unexpected. Okay. This might be different. Let's Brainstorm. See if they counter this. Okay. Architects, Thought Scour. I have not made a land drop this turn, but I do like, I think, getting to play the Architects. So I'm going to put land Thought Scour, and then should be able to get that back the Archaeologist. Let me think here. I think I'm going to try to get a combat. If they try to Unexpected Fangs this Gurmag Angler, then I think that's okay. Because I'll just Spell Pierce that. Yep. Saw that one coming. Okay, it's smart that they did that before. They declared it as a blocker because now they just want to trade it. Oh, they're still going to trade it. Okay. Not what I thought they were going to do. Let's play an island. Architects. Thought Scour Counterspell. I kind of want to Counterspell here. Yeah, let's take Counterspell. Now we're just 2 lonely players with 0-3 staring at each other, waiting for one of us to draw a relevant threat. Thought Scour maybe could have been good if I could have milled Deep Analysis. We're going to see a little land go for a minute here, maybe. No, they're going to cast the Lorien Revealed. I think I just let them draw the cards. I think I'm looking to counter a threat. Like, countering drawing 3 cards, I don't think it's worth my time. Okay, now this Spell Pierce. Pass it back. I'm also 2 minutes ahead of my opponent, so moving through this is probably okay. My opponent's going to have 6 cards. Definitely not really where I want to be. But I think this is fine. I have relevant interaction. I assume they probably have maybe threat. Okay, sure, yeah. They can play an Archaeologist. Look at here. It's +1/+1 counter. Okay. Milled another Archaeologist. My opponent's down to 4 cards. It's not like this 1/4 can attack. Like I still just block it pretty profitably here. Cast Deep Analysis. I think this one I want to Spell Pierce. It's 1 mana for half the card, but they'll have to spend 6 mana and 3 life to have only drawn 2 cards, which I think is okay. Okay, now I have a Gurmag Angler, so that seems pretty good. We're gonna black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna have Counterspell Snuff Out. It's not a bad spot to be in for sure. And if my opponent, just doesn't really have that many cards. I mean, they have 4, but I mean, they have to draw to things. I mean, it's the kind of the weird thing about this Dimir Control deck. Like, there's 8 real threats. Flashing back, okay. I'll let him flash it back. Next land drop. Tolarian Terror. I will try to counterspell the Tolarian Terror. They have 4 cards. It's very likely they can counter back. Okay, they're Thought Scouring themselves. Hit Snuff Out Unexpected Fangs. And draw a card. Okay, I successfully countered there. That's pretty good. My opponent still has 4 cards in hand. Cast Tolarian Terror. Okay. I think I'm gonna instep. I'll pay the 4 life to snuff it out. Ward. Pay 2. Now I wonder if I should have just waited to my turn to play. Okay, technically I could have gotten got by Spell Pierce there, and if I didn't hold on to my turn, drawing a Snuff Out doesn't stink. All right, let's do a threat count on my opponent. I'm gonna see 1, 2, 2 Tolarian Terrors, 1 Gurmag Angler. They have exiled a Gurmag Angler. So 1, 2, gone through half the threats in their deck. I'm just gonna hold this Snuff Out. We pondering, okay. And I don't think the deck probably plays any more than 3 of the Architects. So those are all accounted for. 1, 2, yeah, 2 Terrors, 2 Gurmag Anglers. Okay. And I have gone through 1 Gurmag Angler, 1 Terror. This is just my 3rd threat, so we're 1 ahead. We're going to draw 3 cards. Not great for me, but eventually I will draw into any of those. I've seen none of those this game. And there's 4, so I know they're there. Okay, plays tap land. This deck also is a lot of air, so probably casting their 3rd Gurmag Angler. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here's my Lorien Revealed. They may have Spell Pierce, but I think I just gotta fire it off anyway. I just have to hope they don't. Okay, cool. All right. Play Contaminated Aquifer. I think I'm good here to not attack, because that forces them to stay back. Because we've seen 1, 2 Unexpected Fangs, and there's probably 3 main deck at best. Okay. My opponent's going to be drawing some cards this turn. We're also at 15 cards left in library, which is pretty good for me, I think. Because I still have 33, so a lot of their threats from the bottom half of their deck, I might be able to stop them from closing. This is some riveting magic we're playing here. All right, flashing back to deep analysis. Okay, 12 cards left in library. All right, it's not attacking. It's kind of what I thought would happen. Okay, I have a Tolarian Terror. Let's see if I can. Honestly, I almost want to make my opponent draw the cards, even though I definitely think that's probably wrong. It'd be funny though. Okay, so we have counterspells. I like that. I think I don't want to do anything this turn. Like, I think pass to them. Okay, they can brainstorm. I think that's fine. And I will try to spin a counterspell on something relevant. So they put a Tolarian Terror into play. Okay, they're milling themselves. Okay, 8 cards left. And I know I have some bodies left here. How many counterspells have we seen from my opponent? I've seen 1 actual counterspell from them, so their hand has to be lots of counterspells. I'm snuffing out the Archaeologist. I think it's fine. They're gonna serve here. Okay. I'm okay to try a trade. Okay. Lorien Terror. I know I've seen no actual counterspells in their deck yet, but I think this is something I want to try to counter. Okay, so I could counterspell. I can't snuff out and pay the ward, so I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, my opponent's going to draw another card. One, two, three, four, five. I put 1 more instant or sorcery in my graveyard, and I have a 1-cost Lorien Terror. It's kind of where I want to be. I'm just going to cast their, so 1, 2, this should be their 4th Gurmag Angler. Okay, they choose to not do that. Okay, we're going to draw here. We're getting Unexpected Fangs. I'm going to pay 4 life and try to do this. Pay for the ward. So if my opponent, if they go to counterspell, I can counter back, and then I can still pay for Spell Pierce. Let's make blue, cast Tolarian Terror. Let's go blue. I'm just going to cast this. Maybe get something good here. I will take, knowing there's still, hold on, is there a Tolarian Terror left in their deck? I see 1. 1 Tolarian Terror. 2, 3. Oh, there's no more Tolarian Terror, so Snuff Out's actually a bad get. I will take Brainstorm. And then pass the turn. My opponent has put 1, 2, 2 Snuff Outs, so I know there's still 1 more Snuff Out in their deck. Well, at least 1. It could be 2. My opponent also only has 5 cards left in the library. I do think I'm going to use my deep analysis to target them. Go. That's the thing about this deck. You're definitely at the possibility of just milling yourself out. Snuff Out's my Tolarian Terror. Pays the ward. Okay. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. I've seen Counterspell, Counterspell, Counterspell. So my opponent has 1 more Counterspell left in their deck. Unexpected Fangs could buy me a little time here. Let's just start by the humble Brainstorm. I get thought. Okay, I'm going to keep. Put these back in that order. I will Thought Scour my opponent. I will Deep Analysis my opponent. So my opponent's going to have 2 turns if they don't counter this. Okay, they're going to try to counter this. I will pay 2. Okay, they're going to have 1 more card. I have an Unexpected Fangs, so I could possibly fade a, like, getting hit real hard here. My opponent can't cast a cantrip. This is not the way I thought I could win this game, but it ended up being quite funny that it worked out that way. So I don't see any way I lose from here. Draws the last card they have. 4 cards in hand. One of them I think the last card is probably actual Counterspell. Opponent casts Snuff Out on that. Okay. I mean, all I have to do is not lose here. Unless my opponent has the sneaky, like, 1-of copy of, like, 1 black mana, or I think maybe it's 4 black mana, sack a creature and just shoot it at your opponent. Alright, this doesn't matter. I'm going to pass the turn. And my opponent should lose on their upkeep. Well, on their draw step. Boom, we're mill deck. Alright, begin sideboarding here. Dispel good. Blue Elemental Blast, not very good. Steel Sabotage doesn't do anything. Chainer's Edict is very good. I'd probably like another Unexpected Fangs. Nihil Spellbomb. Rotten Reunion, since my opponent probably also has Chainer's Edicts to bring in. Cards that are less good. Agony Warp didn't prove to be very good here. Snuff Out is not a high quality spell. And I need 1 more card. And that card is probably going to be... Cast Down's fine. Maybe I don't need the last Unexpected Fangs. Like, it's not really an aggro matchup. It just allows me to trade. I'm not going to bring in the Unexpected Fangs. I'm just going to bring in these cards. We have 1 land, some Brainstorms. We're on the draw. I think this is probably a mulligan. Yeah, I think we mulligan, because if we brick, that's pretty bad. Okay, 1 land, Lorien Revealed. Okay, well, 2 lands. We'll keep this one. Put back. I think we'll keep the Brainstorm here. I don't know that we can get to 2nd Tolarian Terror yet. So let's just keep the 1 threat and start there. Okay. The swamp is also like infinitely less important when you don't have Snuff Out in your deck. So. Okay. My opponent's pondering. My opponent also has more cantrips in their deck, I think, than I do, which definitely led to them milling out before me. Okay, draw Nihil Spellbomb. I like that. I think I kind of like casting that just right now before it can get countered. I think there's almost nothing they can do to answer that, because there's no way they brought in Steel Sabotage as a way to bounce it. It's gonna be a while before we're trying to sacrifice and deal with that. Let's go double island here. I would like to be able to brainstorm and then island cycle. That's kind of ideal, I think. I ended up playing around the Nihil Spellbomb. I think is definitely probably made their hand awkward. They're gonna have to just dump cards, and then, I mean, they're gonna get priority back. So I'm gonna have to know, okay, this is the card they cast that leads to them being able to do something. All right, so mill here. They would have to have untapped Swamp to Gurmag Angler here. So I don't think I'm worried about that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. They need untapped Island to Tolarian Terror, but I could just counterspell that. Alright, Island cycle. Island, Tolarian Terror, and this is a good spot to fire off Counterspell. I would like to stop in my upkeep so that I can brainstorm before my draw step. If I know that I'm just gonna island cycle, I would put these back. Island cycle, get one of them. Now I'll take an actual draw step. Okay. Let's do this, and I think I'm good to sacrifice this before I get to draw another card. I think we'll just do that. I'm not concerned about drawing the card off of it, but they would just be able to spam some Tolarian Terrors. I haven't seen a black source out of them yet, so I know they can't Gurmag Angler next turn. I potentially can Thought Scour myself into multiple Tolarian Terrors. I would just have to hit 2 instants and sorceries here. Okay, I have a mental note. I kind of just think I want to fire these off on their end step, maybe. Because I made my land drop, so. Okay, they're Thought Scouring. Okay, Lorien Revealed, Gurmag Angler. I like that. I almost want to mental note myself, Thought Scour them. And see if we can just like do the mill thing again. But we'll have to see here. Because I know they're gonna have counter magic. I mean, they're gonna have dispels. They're gonna have counterspell. Played an island. It's not gonna be a whole lot I can fight over. Okay, well now that they played Tolarian Terror, I would like to mental note. See if I can draw a counterspell. Nihil Lorien Revealed here. Thought Scour myself. Okay, and then I hit a Rotten Reunion. I think I can. I don't know if Rotten Reunion is worth anything here. So I think I'm going to go ahead and what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do the double thing here. So let's undo. I think I want to wait until they have something like they can flash back for that. And I'll hold this. I might be able to use it to draw cards. Okay, I'll see your Tolarian Terror. I will show you 2 of mine. And do I want an Archaeologist here? I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. I just want to hold up Rotten Reunion. I think I can get some value out of that. If I had hit a land there and could Lorien Revealed, I think that would have been pretty good. Still about 5 minutes off my opponent, because they're going to have to pay 2 for this. Okay. It's fine. They're going to... Okay, they're going to have to pay... I wonder if I can maybe mental note and try to maybe hit Dispel here or Spell Pierce, which I did not. Down, this is my 3rd Tolarian Terror. It's not super great. Okay, I'm gonna hold a 5-ball here. My opponent could throw a Gurmag Angler at me. It's interesting they kept their Snuff Outs in. I just didn't think it was a card worth keeping in. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, there's the Gangler. Okay. Rotten Union flashback, less good here. Okay, let's create blockers. I kind of like to see a Chainer's Edict off of this. Cast down, not terrible. Okay. Gonna take the cast down. Gonna fire off the cast down. Play that and say go. Minus 3 cards. Can't cast Tolarian Terrors, can't cast Gurmag Anglers. This is their 2nd Tolarian Terror. I've seen 3 of their threats. I have 1, 2. Seen 2 of my own. They're casting Deep Analysis, okay. Drawing the magical cards. 1 Tolarian Terror, 2 Tolarian Terror, 3. Okay. I have not seen any Gurmag Anglers, which seems fine. I think I like to block here. There's just no reason to not. Just kind of pad my life total. Does my opponent have Spell Pierce? This is going to be my $1 million question here. I'm going to believe no. I'm just going to cast this. Got to hope and pray. Okay, that worked out. Let's just play that, and I don't have to worry about holding Spell Pierce on this turn, I think. This is a 3-turn clock, so that's not so bad. Still 4 minutes up. I still have any more archaeologists. Yep, I still have one. I still have Gurmag Anglers. I just got to find them with this deep analysis. We got a hard cast Gurmag Angler here. Okay, okay. I respect it. That's a I'm dead turn clock if I don't find exactly what I'm looking for here. Deep analysis. Find me Gurmag Anglers. I find Unexpected Fangs. Blue Brainstorm. Okay, I find a Gurmag Angler. That's good. Let's put back. I'm going to need to keep the Spell Pierce. I'll keep the Unexpected Fangs. Put Aquifer Thought Scour back. Make black. Gurmag Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And say go. I hope there's not an Unexpected Fangs in hand. That's going to make this real bad. Okay, well that's a GG there. So let's concede. Sideboard back out. So my opponent kept the Snuff Outs in. I'm real mid on that. Like, I don't think that that's right. I think the Chainer's Edicts, if I had drawn them, would have just been better. So I think I want to keep the deck as configured. Alright, we win the die roll. My opponent has to win in 5.5 minutes. That has no lands in it, so that's a mulligan. That has a land, a Nihil Spellbomb, no real way to move through the deck. I think I'd like a mulligan to 5. So I have lands, I have, yeah, okay, this is good. I'll keep 2 lands. So this is a mulligan to 5. So keep, we'll put back Island, put back, I want to keep the Counterspells, probably want to keep Lorien Revealed. I'll put back Deep Analysis and do that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to need to find cantrips pretty quick, but I think that's okay. My opponent kept 6. It's definitely playing a little bit faster now, so pitch it onto them. I think if my opponent goes to Brainstorm, okay, it goes to Thought Scour. I think Thought Scour is fine. Ice Tunnel, Dispel, okay. So there's probably not another Dispel. Definitely going for the island cycle here. Want to get untapped blue source because I want to be able to counterspell plus spell pierce. Right, and I have a brainstorm, so that's good. I like that. My opponent's under 5 minutes. My opponent brainstorms. I'll allow it. Every game action that makes my opponent think is, okay, now my opponent is trying to set up like Brainstorm mill cards off the top. So I actually think I want to actually undo. I'll undo it. Okay, Lorien Revealed, Lorien Revealed. Okay, that's all the cards they put back. Interesting. I wonder what my opponent's looking for. Probably just trying to cast a bunch of Tolarian Terrors here. Okay, I have to counterspell Tolarian Terror. Okay, my opponent counters back. I will Spell Pierce to counterspell. Can't have my opponent, you know, putting a really early clock on me. There's a chance that I can like brainstorm into like a way to cast Gurmag Angler here. I think keeping Counterspell, Spell Pierce. I think I actually maybe just keep. I want to be able to draw Spell Pierce. I think I just keep Counterspell maybe. So let's go. I want to keep. Let's put Counterspell, Gurmag Angler. Play this and just keep up double spell Pierce. And see if that's good enough. And let's hope my opponent's hand doesn't 3 more Tolarian Terrors. Okay, Island Cycling. It's the Aquifer. That's the Archaeologist, that's fine. It's Deep Analysis, that's, you know, a pretty good hit. Gonna put the Ponder back in hand, that absolutely makes sense. Okay. I have the Gurmag Angler. 4 cards. If I mill away 4 cards, I have to pay 3, and I'll have Spell Pierce. I don't think I do that yet. I think I just hold up double Spell Pierce. I mean, I'm mid on this line. I don't think it's 100%. I will let my opponent ponder. I think if they go to Deep Analysis, I'll Spell Pierce that though. 3 minutes up. I just gotta not die in 3 minutes. Thought Scours themselves after the Ponder. Do they want to pay 2 more for that? They don't. Plays Island. Makes a black mana, which means we're seeing a Gurmag Angler here. Okay. I get a Gurmag Angler. I'm going to play my Gurmag Angler on my turn. And have it. I will have Counterspell, not Spell Pierce backup. What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gotta pay 2 for this, so let's go black, blue. Gurmag Angler, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if my opponent goes to Counterspell, probably Spell Pierce, just to have 1 more card in hand. Opponent has 2 cards. Their 2 cards versus my 2 cards. I think it's whichever one of us. Okay, they Brainstorm here. I think that's fine. If I had $1 for every time I brainstormed into garbage, I wouldn't be sweating paying for my my leagues. Okay, that's also eating through their clock, trying to make decisions. Contaminated Aquifer, they still have 2 cards in hand. I think I'm incentivized to I'm just gonna not block. Let's see what happens here. I don't want to go for anything crazy until I have Spell Pierce plus Counterspell. Okay, Aquifer. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. My opponent still has 2 minutes. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna flashback their deep analysis. Do they want to pay 2 for that? They do not. Oh, that's they had 1 in hand. Okay, interesting. I think now I'm going to try to trade. Okay. Okay, my opponent not casting the deep analysis in the graveyard. Okay, I don't know what these last cards are, but I really just want to draw cards. Dispel doesn't hit this. It has to be actual counterspell. Okay, yeah, spell pierce. Okay. Nope. Okay. I had to go for it. I mean, I think if they didn't have it, then I was in a pretty good spot there. My opponent has a minute, and I think my opponent just has to deep analysis themselves twice. Probably does it again. If my opponent hits creature, it's probably real bad for me. Okay. Just don't hit creature. Don't do it. Contaminated Aquifer. I'm gonna Ice Tunnel. Okay, and they don't hit creature. That's huge. That's absolutely huge for us. So we have Counterspell in hand. Okay, I think I hold on to this Lorien Revealed. I just want to be able to like Counterspell into well, now at this point, if they're just not going to attack and they're not going to play anything, then I could just play through to their clock. But I'm just going to, yeah, I'll just keep passing the turn. I think I'm just going to keep passing. I could Brainstorm, Island Cycle, Counterspell on their turn, so I don't really have an incentive to push this one much harder. Yeah, I only have 30 seconds, so there's no way they can deal 15 to me in this amount of time. Okay, that's 4. They're gonna try to draw 3 cards. Sure. You have 3 cards that can kill me in 20 seconds. Dimir Aquifer somehow hasn't hit another creature again. Probably has creature here. Gurmag Angler. I'm gonna see if I can just counterspell the Gurmag Angler. They have to have Dispel or okay, actually done it. If I don't have Dispel or Spell Pierce for that, then pretty sure this game is over, and I'm gonna draw 3 cards with this. Cards to put on the stat. Let's Gurmag Angler, Lorien Revealed. Draw the Lorien Revealed. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. All right, I'm going to cast this Lorien Revealed and draw cards. I'm going to do it. I want to do it. No Spell Pierce. Okay. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still not enough to do that. That's okay, because this game's over. I just really wanted to go for the style points. I wanted to draw the cards. I think the late game impact of Lorien Revealed is just kind of huge. I'm very into that. Okay, and I win the match. So that's round 1. I'm up 1-0, and I'll see you in round 2. All right, we're here with round number 2. I'm here against Izukrado, and I got 1 land, 2 Lorien Revealed. I actually like this hand, even on the draw. Like I'm going to be able to hit my land drops because of Lorien Revealed, so I'm into it. I'm gonna land cycle on their end step in case it's better off that I spell pierce. And drawing a land is pretty good. Augur of Bolas. Okay. Well, I can't do anything about that, so gonna land cycle here. Gonna get my Contaminated Aquifer and let him finish doing that. Top 3 cards, they get Thought Scour. Okay, that's definitely interesting. Definitely want to. I have no reason to do the Aquifer yet, so I'll probably set up Augur. There's a 1/3. They probably have Spell Pierce. I think I have to let that one slide too. Augur makes me think like a Ninja's deck. This might be like the Mono Blue Hieroglyphic Illumination. That is a throwback for sure. I think I'm gonna take the one on the nose here. Let's Lorien Revealed. I think we're gonna just get another basic island. And mental notes. Let's see if they spell pierce here. Okay, they spell pierce. Definitely, you're not going to pay that. I want to be able to hold up Counterspell spell pierce, so I'm going to fire that back. Let's open up these so I can see where I'm at here. They have the Fjord. Alright, so this maybe is like Scred Fairies. I mean, I guess if they're doing ninjas and augurs. I mean, I don't know that they're doing ninjas yet, but I haven't seen one. Alright, that's their in step. Okay, so I have another mental note. Let's play the Aquifer now. And, I mean, I could have mental noted Spell Pierce Counterspell, but I think this is fine. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. Okay, Lightning Bolt, another 2 Thought Scour, well, another a Thought Scour. Ash Barrens, okay. Hieroglyphic Illuminations, I think, is very interesting. Take my 2 on the nose here. My opponent goes to their end step. We'll mental note. Okay, Unexpected Fangs, Architects. Got an Agony Warp. That's not bad. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for that here. Deep Analysis. I actually think I'm going to hold off on the Aquifer. And I'll hold off on a few things. I think I want to be able to Agony Warp, Counterspell, Spell Pierce, maybe. Like I can Fog one, kill the other. Which I think is kind of where I want to be on that. The blue-red versus blue-black matchups have always been very interesting. I've played a lot of Fairies Mirrors like that, or you'll see Gurmag Angler decks with Delver. This takes me back. I love Pauper. Yeah, the formats where you get to play cards like Augur of Bolas. I'm just interested to... my opponent is Hieroglyphic Illumination to draw 2. I think it is fine to... I think I just want to Spell Pierce that. Actually, I think drawing 2 is fine. Drawing 2 is fine. I think I'm better off with Counterspell Spell Pierce. Okay. Ninjutsu is an activated ability, so I would want to do Agony Warp after. I want to do this when they're no longer attacking creatures. I think Ponder's fine. I wonder if they're also a Terror deck since they're on Thought Scour. Okay. They chose to not shuffle because they had a card they liked. Brainstorm, okay. Chug, 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 chug. I think they must have had the Brainstorm. It's interesting because normally you like to Brainstorm and then Ponder because you want to shuffle away cards, but they had the Evolving Wild, so that probably makes sense there. Another Augur. I think, honestly, I'm just going to counter the Augur so they quit getting stuff. Tolarian Terror, you know, that stinks. I guess I wish I would have had that there. Let's go black, blue. I'm just going to go ahead and Agony Warp here and clean these up. I'm going to play my Tolarian Terror, so it's okay. Okay, well, I also have a Snuff Out, so I think I'm going to cast by paying 4 life, hit here. Ward 2, okay. Yes. Okay. 1 Tolarian Terror, please. And I will play this Aquifer and pass turn. Now my opponent likely just has Scred for this Tolarian Terror, but we'll have to see. Okay, you're gonna have to pay 2. I almost want to Spell Pierce to see if they want to pay 2 more. Probably guarantees that my Deep Analysis resolves. Okay, still has to resolve that. Gonna hold the 1 here. I've only seen 1 Lightning Bolt. Not sure how many they play, but I'm in triple bolt range. Gonna draw some cards here. Hit Counterspell, Brainstorm. I put myself into definite double bolt range off using this Deep Analysis here, but I think that's what I gotta do. Okay, let's Brainstorm, see if we can find anything. Okay, I get a Snuff Out, if that is what saves me. Let's put back Unexpected Fangs, Deep Analysis, and say go. Because then I'll draw the Deep Analysis. Okay, I'm just going to draw some cards here. They get a Terror, okay. Currently cannot use that on my turn. I can... I'll probably actually pay for the Snuff Out now. So let's go undo black. 1, 2, 3. I can. Well, I wouldn't be able to pay for Spell Pierce and the Ward, so let me undo. I have to pay 4, so I actually have to do this. I actually don't think I can just go for that. Let me. I think I'm going to Deep Analysis. Try to find a thing to block the Tolarian Terror. Thought Scour myself. Still didn't hit it. Okay, so let's concede. Did not end up finding the good answer there by going to 4. Down about 2 minutes, so let's figure out how I want to play this here. My opponent has Graveyard Synergy, so I like Nihil Spellbomb. I like Chainer's Edict. Rotten Reunion, I think since Tolarian Terror is the only thing they have, it's probably not very good to play that. Definitely the Blue Ellie Blast, though. Blue Ellie Blast and Dispel, I think, are all good to bring in. We can cut Snuff Out's fine. Also, Agony Warp proved to not be very good. I don't think this is a 2 Unexpected Fangs matchup, but I do like to have one. Do I like Blue Ellie Blast? It's just Scred and Lightning Bolt, so maybe not. But they're going to bring in Red Ellie Blast, so I actually have to have Blue Ellie Blast for the Red Ellie Blast. So, Spell Bombs. Maybe I don't even have Spell Bomb. I think Chainer's Edicts and the Counterspells. And then I keep Cast Down. I think Gaining the Life might be necessary. I will cut down to 2 Snuff Outs. And I think when I have to, like, maybe cut a couple of mental notes. I mean, it's a way to turbo through things, but I don't think. I mean, I'd rather have Thought Scour a lot of the time. Maybe since I'm going to these counter spells, going to 2 Spell Pierce. Let's cut 2 mental notes and a Spell Pierce to have access to these. And I think that is okay. We'll do it this way. I'm interested to see if this configuration will be any good, but we'll find out. We have land, Lorien Revealed, Counterspell. Yeah, we'll keep. I'll just bluff the Spell Pierce. We'll just go get another basic island, I think. Okay. Basic island, got a mental note. Fallaji Archaeologist. Hits nothing, but I get a counter, so I mean that's good, I guess. Hit 2 of my threats though, which is less ideal. I mean, I might just be able to just get in with the beats, so that's okay, I guess. Just play Aquifer. Archaeologist beats. Made Archaeologist an actual threat, so that's okay. I think we're just holding up Counterspell here. My opponent doesn't do anything on this turn. I'm just going to mental note. Or they might be trying to go Augur. Okay. Okay, mental note. I just want to mill 2 cards and draw a card, man. I'm going to ask about it. And I hit another Tolarian Terror. That stinks. Okay, Aquifer. Archaeologist beats. It's 1. I only have 2 instants and sorceries in my graveyard right now. Hitting Terror and Gurmag Angler is not how I needed this game to start. But that is like the luck of the draw with this deck. Just sometimes it works out like that. Okay, they're island cycling. Okay, not doing anything. I'm gonna fire off Yield and Thought Scour, target myself. Maybe hit a deep analysis would be pretty sweet. Okay, land Chainer's Edict, not bad, not bad. Chainer's Edict, pretty good. Getting in with the Archaeologist again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells there. Just gonna play Island and Sigil. I think we got a 17 turn clock, which I don't think is the worst thing that's ever happened. But well, my opponent hasn't either played or found a creature yet, so think I'm content to just keep going like this. And I have double Counterspell and Thought Scour. Kind of waiting for a turn for my opponent to just like do a lot of stuff. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going on with my 17 turn clock here. My opponent just flooding out. I mean, it's possible. I don't think it's probable, though. Okay, I got a Spell Pierce. I put another Tolarian Terror. Okay, so my last 2 Tolarian Terrors are in my hand. Don't love that. Blue Elemental Blast, I like that. I just don't think I might cast these until it becomes relevant. Like if my opponent just keeps letting me hit them with this, I have no incentive to cast anything else. Like I could in theory just win doing this if they just keep playing a land and passing. Like I have a million counter spells. Like I will discard Spell Pierce to hand size. My opponent casts Hieroglyphic Illumination to draw. I mean, if this is just all they've done, then yeah, that's fine. I don't feel incentivized. Having put 2 Tolarian Terrors in my graveyard makes me consider. I saw a list that I based some of this off. Play a Crawl from the Cellar, and I think that's actually pretty good. After looking at how I'm throwing stuff in the graveyard, Augur. I think Augur. I mean, Augur's a blocker. Let's stop discarding cards to hand size and just counter an Augur. Dispel. Can I counterspell the Dispel? Okay, they don't get an Augur. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they could try to cast another creature. Augur might have been the first creature they've drawn this game. Oh, okay, I draw another counterspell. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm just don't think I'm doing it. It's not worth it. Ponder, okay. See what my opponent does. I bet they shuffle. I'm banking on the shuffle. Choosing to not shuffle. Plays a land. Tolarian Terror. Okay. I will try to counterspell the Tolarian Terror. They have red Elemental Blast. I will blue Elemental Blast the red Elemental Blast. They have counterspelled. I will Spell Pierce the Counterspell to try to tap them out. Okay. Yep. All this goes through. It all resolves. And now I'm going to Chainer's Edict, play 2 Tolarian Terrors, and go to town. Okay, and I draw a Deep Analysis. That's pretty good. Black. Chainer's Edict. Target my opponent. Let's go to combat. Get in there. Tolarian Terror. Tolarian Terror. Let's hope my opponent's last 4 cards are not like 2 red Ellie blasts and can pay ward costs. Morph. Okay, this is Fathom Skulker, I think. Fathom Seer, yeah. Alright, so gonna go face up, draw 2 cards. Play one of the islands they return to hand. Cast Lórien Terror, okay. Another morph, okay, so they have multiple Fathom Seers. Return 2 islands you control. So you can just do that at any time. Let's go play that. I kind of want to attack. Attacking here seems good. Do they have a way to... I want to kill the Tolarian Terror. I don't think they have a way to just like save it. They were playing around Unexpected Fangs, I imagine. Deep Analysis, target me. The fact that I haven't hit another one I think is interesting. Okay, Counterspell, Deep Analysis. Now I Deep Analysis, target me, go to 17. Okay, we got a Chainer's Edict and a Thought Scour. Yep, pass this turn. I still have 28 cards in the library, they're 35. This is an absolute grind. Alright, they're going to draw some cards. I've seen 2 Tolarian Terrors from them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they're going to become the Monarch. This is like one of the last decks still playing Monarch cards because of the initiative. Going to draw a card. I think this time differential is starting to catch up with me for sure. Okay, I see a blue Ellie Blast. Can I blue Ellie Blast the Crimson Fleet Commodore? We got a Dispel. Just Thought Scour myself. See if I can find a Counterspell. Oh no, but I got another. Oh no. Okay. Thought Scour myself. Come on. That's Brainstorm Island. Yeah, those are not the cards I was looking for. Think I'm going in with the Terror. They might try to trade here. Okay. I can kill 2 of these creatures and Chainer's Edict the last one. So let's do that. Okay. Play Island. Chainer's Edict. So if there's just not Counterspell for this. Okay, there is. I can start flashing back Chainer's Edicts next turn. How am I doing on threats? 1 Tolarian Terror, 2 Tolarian Terror, 3 and 4. Gurmag Anglers, 1, 2. Okay, I still have 2 Gurmag Anglers in the deck I can win with. So I guess that's important. But there's a Tolarian Terror. My opponent drew some cards here. Okay, I could Deep Analysis or just flashback Chainer's Edict. I think I'm better off flashing back the chain, deep analysis. I mean, maybe I can cast this next turn, or here, hold on. I will go to main phase 2, flashback deep analysis. Alright, I almost forgot that I could flash it back. Okay, hit Brainstorm, Snuff Out. Oh yeah, here, cast Pay for Life. Hit this. Pay the ward. And they can't counter it, so yeah, that worked out really well. Now I have 2 Chainers Edicts I can flash back. I have a Brainstorm. I have a Lorien Revealed. I still have 2 Gurmag Anglers in my deck. I'm at 10. I haven't seen any Lightning Bolts. Okay, this is Tolarian Terror number 1, 2, 3. This is their 4th. So this could be something. I imagine they have a mountain of counter magic. Let's see, what are we doing here? Counterspell wise, Dispel, Red Alley Blast, Dispel, Counterspell. Okay, seen 3 counterspells. Cast down. Okay, that's not bad. Let's go black, blue. I want to try to cast down the Tolarian Terror. Okay. Pay for it. Okay, all right. That's their last Tolarian Terror. So, it's, I think this game starts to get a little bit better now. If their deck is just like 4 Augur Bolas, 4 Tolarian Terror, and a Crimson Fleet Commodore, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, that can die, that's fine. Yep, and now they have a 9-turn clock. I guess this is a 3 Lightning Bolt setup here. I mean, if I die a triple bolt, I die a triple bolt. That's the way you go out sometimes. I just know I have Gurmag Angler still in this deck. Augur. See what card they find. This is like good knowledge, I think they have. Takes hieroglyphic eliminations. So they're chugging through the deck. It's interesting to see decks built around like a protect the queen style strategy. Just when they run out of threats, it's like, what do you do? I wish I could get this last Unexpected Fangs back. Brainstorm. I have a Snuff Out, a Counterspell, a Blue Elemental Blast. We're going to put these back. I'm going to draw the Lorien Revealed. Gonna cast Lorien Revealed and try to counterspell my weighted glory here. Come on, you don't want to counter this. It's not worth countering. Don't do it. Red Alley Blast. Can I counter the Red Alley Blast? Will you allow it? Come on. This deck is going to just have more counter spells than I have. I'm going to go 5. Did you use like your counter spells fighting over the Lorien? Yeah, okay. And now I can go to 4. I've just got to believe my opponent just like took out maybe the 2 lightning bolts in their deck. I've got to believe. Okay, Brainstorm. I mean, I've did the double bolt, so I'm down to not being able to find my Gurmag Anglers anyway, so. My opponent definitely has basics to find. Okay, they're going to draw 3. Okay. I had 12 cards. Maybe I had Chainer's Edict of Fathom Seer and Live to Fight Another Day. Or they found the bolts and I'm dead. I mean, they're drawing a lot of cards. I hope they wouldn't slow roll the lightning bolt when I'm empty-handed. I have a blue elemental blast, so that's cool. It's Chainer's Edict, target my opponent. I need black, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have enough for exactly a blue elemental blast. Which that's not blue elemental blast. That's not targetable. Okay. My opponent had bolt. I've seen red alley blast. I've seen 3 of their probably 4 red alley blasts. I think it'd probably be 4. I'm really like hanging on. This is quite a cockroach game. Definitely interested. Augur, okay. Just don't show me lightning bolt. No matter what, just don't show it. Just don't have it. Scred, okay. Well, Scred doesn't target a player. And I only have 2 creatures that it would work against. Okay. If they have the bolt here for Xaxes, then that's just like that, you know. Alright, do I draw anything of value? I don't think drawing 3 cards is what I need to do here, but kind of into it. Can I? May I? Please. Pretty please with sugar on top. That's their red alley blast. If they got bolt, I'm going to die anyway. So I'll blue alley blast your red alley blast. You got the bolt? Do you have it? Okay, they have counterspell. Okay. Well, that didn't work out. I'm just F6, man. I got nothing. I guess my opponent actually boarded out all the lightning bolts. My opponent's going to draw 2 cards here. Another Augur. I mean, I'm F6. Like I assume there's a lightning bolt in their deck. We'll lose focus. They're going to draw to the second card here. I think, how many Thought Scours do I still have left? Thought Scour. I've cast 1. See, okay, I can Brainstorm here. Okay, they allow it. I think I'm just casting Chainer's Edict. I think I just needed to find a way to take their last cards and did not have it. So yeah, good games. Wow. Okay, so we saw the Dimir round 1, and then round 2. You know, couldn't quite draw my hand together for the Scred matchup. Seeing like 2 different Tolarian Terror decks go against each other, I thought was really cool. But we're 1-1, and I'll see you in round 3 for some more spicy Pauper content. We're here for a round number 3 of some sweet Pauper action. Here playing Dimir Terror. We won the die roll here. We have Island, 2 Lorien Revealed, Contaminated Aquifer. I like this hand we're gonna keep. We'll probably just start on Aquifer, so that turn 2 we can go Brainstorm Island cycle. Hopefully this is a match where Agony Warp and Snuff Out are both valid cards.
My opponent's having a deep think. Just must have quite a hard mulligan decision. Okay, mulligans to 6. Mulligans to 5. Uh-oh. Okay, Aquifer, go. My opponent's on a theoretical 6. And, yeah. Oh, okay. I think we might be playing the mirror again. So let's pass it on. Since this is a mirror, these two cards are less good. Agony Warp definitely less good. I would most definitely like to Lorien Revealed away this Agony Warp. I think just in case my Brainstorm gets countered, I'm gonna Brainstorm now to go ahead and put. Okay. Since Agony Warp's not gonna be good, I'm gonna put that towards the graveyard, and I'm gonna put. Because now I'm just gonna mental note them away. So let's go Agony Warp. I actually want the second Brainstorm. I actually put the island back, and I will Lorien Revealed for it on my turn. I could have mental noted it into my graveyard, but I think Brainstorm plus mental note next turn probably better. Okay, my opponent mental notes now. Ice Tunnel Thought Scour. Okay. I think we're just taking basic island here. It's definitely one of those matchups where we're gonna be needing some islands. My Thought Scour is here. Okay. Let's Brainstorm. Looking for something that maybe smells like a Counterspell. I can put Deep Analysis into the graveyard, which I like. I definitely think putting Mental Note there is probably good. So do that. Mental Note. And then pass. Now I'm just really looking for a threat. I don't really have counter magic either, which kind of stinks. But I have 2 removal spells, which doesn't stink, you know. Brainstorms, okay. Definitely think I'm just gonna Thought Scour myself here. And they're in step. Again, cast Tolarian Terror for 4. Okay, no threat. Don't hit a threat. I hit a Tolarian Terror. That's not great. Play Island, so I can play around Spell Pierce. Let's Deep Analysis target myself. I think we saw from round 1, you know, you could get into a state where you just like mill yourself out, but I don't think we're gonna get to that. They could Counterspell. If they could Counterspell my Gurmag Angler, then I just Spell Pierce back. So let's do that. Gurmag Angler. Let's take Tolarian Terror, Contaminated Aquifer. 1, 2, 3. Mental Note. Okay. And we'd be able to Spell Pierce. If they have the removal spell here. Which maybe they do, maybe they don't. Okay, Island Cycling. Deep Analysis, getting my Gurmag Angler, definitely good. They hit Unexpected Fangs. Okay, they put a removal spell into the graveyard. I like that. going to come down to who has more removal spells and finds their threats for sure. Okay, they have a Tolarian Terror. It's going to resolve. Another one. Okay. Don't love that. This island casts maybe Gurmag Angler or okay. That's what we call the full Monty right there. They put 3 big old dudes on board. Ooh, okay, so if I can get in and maybe I think actually what I have to do here is Snuff Out by paying 4 life here. Pay the 2. I think I have to, for this island, I think I want to, I could, they just double block, I don't think that's very good. Let's go to black, just cast this down where they can't protect it. And, I don't know, I'm not attacking, I'm not blocking. I don't want to trade this, especially since I have Unexpected Fangs in hand. I want to be able to have a good life total swing here. Brainstorm. I might cycle this Lorien Revealed. That's Deep Analysis. I'll Spell Pierce a Deep Analysis, I think. Combat Man. Getting in there. Okay. Oh, I'll go to 8. I am not afraid. Tolarian Terror. Okay. Don't tell me they found literally all 4 of them. Okay, now they have Gurmag Angler. Okay. Cycle here. Get island. Okay. So if let's do some theory crafting here. I can take, if I take 10 and go up to theoretical bigger than 10, that's pretty good. Let's play island. I think I do play the Archaeologist here though. Oh, okay, not attacking. Because there's a good chance I need to like chomp. Let's see, take. Ooh, Chainer's Edict, not bad. I'll take Counterspell, since I can flash back to Chainer's Edict later. And now I'll say go. My opponent has 1 card in hand. So I think my opponent's going to go to 2 cards. I just have to believe that one of them is not a way to kill my Gurmag Angler. And we'll be okay. That's a hope and a prayer, but you know, we might get there. This is, I mean, it's a race. Who gets the threats? Who has the removal spells? I mean, I had Snuff Out, Cast Down. I need 1 more black source to be able to. Okay, being a combat, swinging. Okay, I would like to know that this Unexpected Fangs resolves first. I'm just going to Brainstorm. That's okay. Yeah, they can Brainstorm. that resolves. Okay. Gonna go to blocks. We're definitely gonna chump here. This is an exciting swing. Agony Warp. This I would like to try Spell Pierce. Okay. Oh man, that's huge. That is huge. Now we're at 9, they're at 20. We're gonna go. We're swinging. We are swinging. We are offense now. So I'm about to cast this Lorien Revealed, and then another Gurmag Angler. And we hit Island. So Island, black, Gurmag Angler, Fallaji Archaeologist, Lorien Revealed, Thought Scour, Snuff Out, Cast Down. Just everything but Chainer's Edict. Gotta make sure I left that one in there. Okay, so we're gonna be doing some trading now. That was the turning point of the game. Okay, they're gonna deep analysis target themselves. I think that's fine. But I think I more likely just want to Spell Pierce or remove the spell. We will do that. Go 10. They have a terror. Okay, that's fine. They want to block. That's going to be a-okay. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast this again. We get a Tolarian Terror. That's pretty sweet. Alright, so we're going to swim with the Gurmag Angler. My Gangly. Yeah, we definitely have hit the point in the game where Lorien Revealed is doing exactly what I needed it to do. Island, Tolarian Terror, and then I have double Spell Pierce. It's a pretty good spot to be in, I think. Sit around 2 cards in hand. Snuff Out, target my Tolarian Terror. All right. I gotta pay the ward. And then I would like to Spell Pierce that. Do you want to pay 2 for it? Okay, do you want to play 2 for it? Okay, so I made them blow everything to kill that. Can't really attack. I really need to find my second black source here. So let's Thought Scour myself. Okay, I hit a deep analysis, so analysis myself for black source. Okay, there's the black source. I will just hold up double Counterspell, I think is the plan here. Since my opponent can't possibly have enough ways to get through this. Okay. Yeah, they have 2 cards. I will Counterspell both spells. I will flashback this Chainer's Edict next turn for sure. business of allowing Gurmag Anglers to resolve now. Brainstorm. Okay, we will put back Mental Note. Actually, we wanted to go back Deep Analysis Mental Note. They have one card in hand. Let's go black, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flashback Chainer's Edict, target them. I just counterspell whatever they do, or I pay for the spell pierce. I mean, okay, yeah, this game's over. Alright, sideboarding, we've done this before. So we like the Spellbomb. I like Rotten Reunion. Chainer's Edict's very good. And Blue Ellie Blast doesn't do anything, but the spell does. So these are the 5 cards I like. Cards I like less. I think I'm good to cut 2 Snuff Outs. I know I cut more last time. I'll cut the Agony Warp. I will cut Cast Down. I think is fine. I think Mental Note is probably like the worst of the cantrips. So let's do that. Bring these in. I'll cut down to 1 Unexpected Fangs. I'll keep this Mental Note. And we'll submit. And let's see how game 2 goes. We're basically even on clock. I do not have a Black Source yet, but I think this hand's fine. We have Counterspell with Lorien Revealed that I can cycle and get that. Okay. I can set up a Brainstorm Mental Note next turn, which I like. Okay, just cycle here. Let's go ahead and get this Ice Tunnel. Do I want to play the Ice Tunnel? Let's just play the Island. I'm a few turns away from wanting to try to jam this Gurmag Angler. Okay, they're mental noting, that's fine. It Dispel and Archaeologists. I always want to say Architects, but that's just because it's a smaller word, I think. No. Come on. Island. Now Spellbomb. Okay, well I'm gonna need a Counterspell for that. So I think I just make them fight over it. Okay. They have now Spellbomb. Do they immediately cash it in? No. I'm not setting up Keep Stop. Because I want to be able to like brainstorm and try to mental note. I have my own Spellbomb, which I want to keep. Let's put Unexpected Fangs, Mental Note there. Actually, let's do Unexpected Fangs Rotten Reunion. I want to be able to play this Nihil Spellbomb this turn, so let's just draw the Rotten Reunion. I will play my Nihil Spellbomb. Play this Ice Tunnel. And they could play a Terror now. They need one more land to play Terror. I think they're going to want to go for a cheaper one though, so I will wait. If they go to just like Gurmag Angler here, then I think that's just okay. I'm going to have to believe in the heart of the cards. Plays land passes. Okay. No, I don't want to upkeep stop anymore. Let me brainstorm. See some more cards. Okay, I see Aquifer, Brainstorm, Mental Note. Let's keep Aquifer. Let's put Rotten Reunion, Unexpected Fangs back. Mental Note. See if this makes my opponent blow their Spellbomb. Still having Brainstorm Archaeologist access feels pretty good. Come on now. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, they're going to Spell Pierce that. Okay. I'm not going to pay 2. I'm going to say no. Okay. I'm going to play this Aquifer. And I think now that they have 5, I'm going to do this. And I will pay a black because I'll draw a card. Okay, they're going to do the same, which is fine. Now we're starting over. I have Archaeologist, Brainstorm, Gurmag Angler this. I like the spot I'm in. Yeah, my graveyard's exiled. Pay. So I drew a card. And Unexpected Fangs, okay. Which I guess I knew that because I didn't get to mill it away. Thought Scour themselves. It's Counterspell, okay. I feel like it's going to be... Okay, they're going to draw 3 cards. I mean, if that's their turn, I think that's okay. No land. Okay. Rotten Reunion. I kind of want to flash that back to slow him down a lot, I think. This probably slows him down a decent amount. Actually, let's undo that. Let's just brainstorm. Figure out what I can put back. I'm going to want to make land drop, I think. Okay, we have Deep Analysis, Gurmag Angler, Cast Down. I want Cast Down. I don't think I really need Unexpected Fangs. Let's put Deep Analysis in the graveyard, though. So, Deep Analysis, Fangs, Island, Archaeologist. I can get Fangs back if I want it. Let's take Fangs. And I'm actually just good to just fire this off while they're tapped out. And I'll have a full 7. They'll draw to 7. I think this is okay. This definitely just feels okay. 7 to 7. I have to play a little bit tighter. I'm falling a little bit behind on time. Just going to draw 3 again. Okay, plays a tap land. Okay. I have a Thought Scour, so let's start by Thought Scouring myself. Aquifer, Lorien Revealed. I would like to. So I have 1, 2, 3. Let's make black. Rotten Reunion, the Deep Analysis, which is pretty hot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this costs 3 to cast. Let's can I'm just going to play the Contaminated Aquifer here and cast this Tolarian Terror when I can, and we're good. And them not getting to shoot that deep analysis back is probably really good for me. My opponent has drawn a lot of cards, though, that's for sure. Has only seen none of their threats this game. And I have Terror, Archaeologist, a zombie token. That's got to count, right? They're almost halfway through the deck. No Gurmag Angler, no Tolarian Terror. Okay, they're going to cast the deep analysis. And if they're smart, they go ahead and flash it back. Because otherwise, I'm just going to eat it. Okay. Okay, puts Tolarian Terror in the graveyard. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, that's a Tolarian Terror. The best they could do is Spell Pierce or okay. I actually think I can get them pretty good here with Unexpected Fangs plus Cast Down if they go to double block. Okay, so we're going to go in combat. I'm just going to send Tolarian Terror. Okay, my opponent does that, so I'm going to black, blue, Unexpected Fangs, my Terror. Gonna black, cast down their Gurmag Angler, play an island. I think I just want to Rotten Reunion away their deep analysis. And I just hold up Spell Pierce, kind of tax their mana a little bit. I have created threats. And I still have 2 Gurmag Anglers, so I've cleaned up 3 of their threats. I have only deployed 1 of mine, so not mad about where I'm at. It's a pretty good spot. Pretty good spot. I'm gonna play his land. Opponent Lorien Revealed, I guess. Yeah, it's not a removal spell, so I shouldn't counter it. I should just not care. Wonder what they draw into though. They so their graveyard is only 2 instants and sorceries. They have 3 creatures here. I like that. I've gone through both of my pieces of graveyard hate though, so there's still a lot more of this game left to be played. But they are at 25 cards in library. 2 minutes, really just 1 minute behind them. These can't be snuffed out, so that's kind of cool. A Crawl from the Cellar, they're going to get... okay, I will... Actually, I think I Spell Pierce that. And make them flash it back later. If they have to counter my Spell Pierce, then I don't think they have enough to cast the Tolarian Terror. Okay, we'll just pay for the Pierce. Put Terror in hand. Okay. I think I like where this game's going. I'm about to start swinging for the fences. They discard Spell Pierce. I have Counterspell, like that. Alright, let's just swing big. These can't block, so gonna swing for 10. My opponent has a stop here, hasn't passed me in combat yet. I like what we're doing here. This is definitely I actually think this mirror is really enjoyable to play, but it isn't always the case. I can really only cast 1 Gurmag Angler here. Just okay. Sacrifice those. Man, that triggers Revolt. That's busted. Gurmag Angler. 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. I can actually, I think, cast the other one. But 1, 2, 3, 4. If I spend 4 mana, I actually don't. So I'm just going to hold up Counterspell Gurmag Angler for next turn. I have to assume that my opponent maybe only has like 1 more threat here. Plays Archaeologist. I think that is okay. My opponent can flashback crawl from the cellar at some point. Okay, they're going to get their Unexpected Fangs. Or their Counterspell. Their Counterspell, stinks because now they just Counterspell me when I go to Counterspell them. But it's definitely interesting spot to be in there. Island cycling, I think that's okay. Just getting a sorcery into the graveyard here because they have Lorien 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get to cast this terror. I would like to. Actually, don't think I care. I don't think I care at all. I think I only counter a removal spell on my Tolarian Terror. Chainer's Edict, I think, is okay. Sure, I'll sack that. I mean, they could flash it back at some point, but I mean, I think that's okay too. They don't have enough mana to kill spell plus counter spell. Because, like, now I can pay for Spell Pierce. And now I think they're fighting an uphill battle. Okay, well, now I just swing everything, take their terror. I think I just, if they want to trade, I think that's fine. Okay. Tradesies. My spell's at 35, so I'm what they call unkillable now. I'm black. I'm going to cast this. We're going to get rid of these cards. I will need one more. Let's just take out that. Flip 2 mana, make him think maybe I have Counterspell. I now have the Gurmag Angler to sack to the Chainer's Edict. So I inevitably now have to cast. Okay, I will sack. Actually, if I do this, if they kept Snuff Out, I don't think I can play that way, because if they kept Snuff Out, I just have to let them go for it. This can't be snuffed out. Let's do that. And make them pay 4, man, because that might work out. We got a Gurmag Angler. I still have a bunch of Tolarian Terrors left in the deck. So, that seems good. Okay, come on. Okay. I know they have Counterspell. That says they revealed Snow-Covered Island. I'm gonna hold this island. I'm gonna wait for him to tap off of Counterspell so I can mental note. They have to have a blocker this turn. They can crawl from the cellar and then Tolarian Terror. Flashback Chainer's Edict. Mental note. I mean, okay, that's Spell Pierce. Not great. What did I put in here? I put a Gurmag Angler in. That stinks. How much does Crawl from this other flashback cost? 4. I don't think they've. I don't think they've played a land yet, so I just don't want them to be able to do that yet. Yeah. Sure. Sacrifice Tolarian Terror. I have not seen. It's 1 Lorien Revealed, 2 Lorien Revealed. I still have 2 in the deck. I've seen 1 Deep Analysis. There's 2 more of those. Cast Gurmag Angler. That's a lot of attack steps to come with a Gurmag Angler. I do have a decent amount of removal spells in the deck. I kind of want to Thought Scour them. Ooh, that sounds okay. Yep. That's it no longer sounds weird. Cast this. Draw 3 cards. Chainer's Edict. There we go. There we go. Man, that was the best thing I could ever hope for. That was awesome. That was awesome. How many Gurmag Anglers has my opponent seen? 1. That's 2. Okay, they're gonna Brainstorm. That's fine. I'm F6 through this turn. I'm gonna need to see their exile just so I can keep up with everything. Gurmag, 1 Tolarian Terror, 2 Tolarian Terror. There's still 2 Tolarian Terrors. They crawl from the cellar, Tolarian Terror back. Okay. Okay, what we got? My Tolarian Terror. Let's think. I'm just gonna pay 4. Target that. Counterspell. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not enough to. Anyways, let's Thought Scour my opponent. Okay, I got an island. Okay, so that's fine. Cast my Tolarian Terror. And so go. I'll just hold this island, make him think about it. What have I milled? I milled Brainstorms off my opponent, Spell Pierce. I think this is fine. I mean, they're going to mill out. They maybe have unexpected. I've accounted for 1 unexpected fangs here. Okay, I think it's fine. My opponent is going to mill out. That's the plan. And I'm at 37, so it's going to be a minute before I think it becomes relevant. Come on. I just need to find good cards off the top here. I have 1 Chainer's Edict I can flashback. Okay, well now they have a Gurmag Angler. So I'm looking at a 4-turn clock still. I have a Counterspell. It's island, black, black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Translate my opponent. Gotta slow down the onslaught here. They'll counterspell. I will counterspell back. Done. Okay, I have 4 turns to find a way to mill my opponent out. I will deep analysis, flashback, deep analysis, and heartbeat. Okay. black. Change the my opponent. I will flash that back in a heartbeat. Black. Black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Changes Edict. Okay. And now my opponent has seen 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to count these Tolarian Terrors. 1, 2, 3. I think it's just 3. They still have one more in the deck. Gurmag Anglers, I see 1, 2. So, yeah, they have Deep Analysis. They're going to flash it back and target themselves. Okay, Brainstorm. 4 cards left in library. Well, I guess they're going to go 6 cards left in library. There's Island. I still have 2 more Chainer's Edicts in the deck. I just do need to not draw one of my Snuff Outs, I think, if it's Gurmag Angler. Yep. Okay. There's the Gangler. Okay, that's a 6 turn clock. I'm going to have to draw a few cards. Okay, I'll just hold Counterspell in case they try to cast another creature. I do not have. Okay, they milled me. Okay, that seems fine. But they did draw a card, which does increase my clock of winning. They don't have any like shuffle effects, so it's not that crazy. I think that I could just win here. It's gonna be crazy if I catch this win off a mill. Yeah, Brainstorm, sure. It'd be funny if they had one less card. Yeah, they just had one less card. Let's just try to counterspell this Tolarian Terror. If they have to counter back, okay. I think that's the last one. I definitely don't think they have the clock now. Just play Aquifer pass. They have a 5 turn clock, and they have to draw 4 cards. Card. Tolarian Terror. Okay. Well, this is 5 damage I don't plan on taking. Deep Analysis me. Okay, cool. I'm just going to Deep Analysis you. Love that. I want to take as little damage as possible. Alright. This is my opponent admitting that the game is over by Deep Analysis and me. And kill shot. Okay, my opponent is going out the good way. And we have won 2 Dimir Terror mirrors, but we lost the Isn't one. I'm going to wish I had that one back. But we're 2-1 going into round 4. I look forward to catching you in that one. All right, here for round 4 of this sweet Pauper action, playing some Dimir Terror. We're on the draw. But yeah, let's see what this opening hand looks like. I see Island, double Mental Note, Counterspell. I'm inclined to keep this one. I think maybe I'll draw a land. I think maybe I'll just Mental Note myself into Oblivion. We're against Affinity. Okay, this is definitely the first time playing Affinity this league. Honestly, I'm just really glad to not be playing the Dimir Terror mirror over and over again. It's just no reason to do this now. I'll Mental Note on my opponent's turn. I don't think I'm going to get like Metallic Rebuked or anything. My opponent is up to just no blue sources. So, no Witching Well. They can't, Thought Cast. Gonna go for Reckoner's Bargain here, okay. Okay, I got an island. Deep. Oh, okay, and milled deep analysis. That's awesome. Gonna play this island. I think my plan here, if they don't give me anything good to counterspell, I'm just gonna mental note Thought Scour and then try to land double Tolarian Terror. Okay, Colony Garden. Okay, I'm into what they're doing. I'm very into what they're doing. Mental note. Let's see what we got here. I gotta pop this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm already at 6. So let's Thought Scour my opponent and get a little extra information here. Pulse, Vampire Sovereign. Okay. This is my opponent is on some stuff. That's for sure. Let's go. Do I want to cast this? No. Let's just go Tolarian Terror. And let's cast another Tolarian Terror. There's no way my opponent has removal spells that can get around Ward here. And yep, we're good. I can't even Snuff Out. Like, I don't have the swamp yet. Hopefully this deep analysis will find it for me. Okay, this is just like rock, more so than, like, I guess they're using Vault of Whispers just to like sack things. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pay the 2. Okay, that's fine. They spent 4 mana to kill the thing that cost me 1 to play. I like that. They're not gonna attack in here. Step. Aquifer, okay. I'm not doing what I'm working with here yet. I'm not inclined to just fire off some of these spells. I don't know what we're doing. I think I'm good to deep analysis myself here. And just playing the island. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can just deploy this Tolarian Terror. So I think that's okay. And we pass the turn. I'm holding 2 Snuff Outs. I could pay 8 life and kill 2 things next turn if that's what I need to do. Chainer's Edict, okay, that's fair. I'll sack the tapped one. Not that it really matters. Rot Farm, I think they're going to return the Colony Garden here, would make sense to me. Okay, they're going to need the blockers. Okay, this is... Maybe remove this upkeep, stop it messing with me. My turn. Let's fire in here. I have not seen Bajuka Bog from my opponent yet, so I hope that's not the kind of gamer they are. But you know, we're just going to hold up Thought Scour here. Scour them. Okay. I will, I guess, Chainer's Edict the plant token. I don't know what my opponent's doing, but they're ramping into something. And I'm very much interested to find out what it is. I see a Thorn of the Black Rose. Okay. Okay. Let's just go black. Chainer's Edict. I'll just have Counterspell if they try to do anything cool. They're going to have double removal spell here for Tolarian Terror, which they do not have. Let's play this Aquifer and pass. This is definitely... This is interesting. This is the kind of fun stuff you see in Pauper. Okay, they're going to blow the Blood Fountain. Probably try to get the Vampire Sovereign. Oh, they get 2. Okay, Thorn of the Black Rose, Vampire Sovereign. That's fine. 2 things I can't snuff out, unfortunately. I've seen that all the creatures are black. Okay, well, if this is a green deck that has artifact sacrificing, they're probably on Fangren too. Interesting, interesting. Alright, I don't want my opponent to be the Monarch, so I think. Okay, well, I think I just gotta counter that. I mean, I don't really have much of a choice. If they want to play the Thorn of the Black Rose and become the Monarch, I think that's on them. Do they go with the Sovereign first? Okay, they're gonna go with the Sovereign. Okay, they go back to 13. I'm at 14. Let's go. I'm a ways away from flashing back my Chainer's Edict. They gotta think if my opponent can flash back theirs. Oh, definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So Counterspell to stop that seems important. So I will pass the turn. Mental note Counterspell is the plan here. Our whole plan here is to flashback Chainer's Edict. It's pretty good for me. Not having it. Get it out of here. Get out of here. Colony Garden. Okay. I almost wonder if it's worth paying for it to get this Colony Garden out of my face. Let's see if I find a different way to remove it first. Architect's Brainstorm, that's an island. Let's just pay 4 life. Deal with this plain token. That's Thought Scour. I will think Chainer's Edict my opponent here. Get it for another 5. The only other creature I know they have is Thorn of the Black Rose, which is good. I need to close the game. Got 3. Thorn of the Black Rose, I think, is a 1/3. So this is like a matchup where I think Agony Warp is still okay in the deck. And Snuff Out just is so bad. But I didn't think I'd be playing against, Black Control here. They're definitely flashing back Chainer's Edict here. Okay, that's fine. That's 1, 2, 3 Tolarian Terrors down. And I still have Gurmag Anglers. Gonna get their Colony Garden back, I imagine. Yep. No duress. Okay, I'd like to draw some magical cards, please. Okay, I would like to draw some magical cards, please. Okay, Spell Pierce, Counterspell. I think this is all okay. I now have a lot of things going for me, I believe. My opponent has 7 cards. I have 6 cards. He figures out how to close the game first. I don't want them to have a Thorn of the Black Rose, so counterspelling that seems important. I don't know how many of them they play. Let's see. Avenging Hunter takes the initiative. Okay. I don't think I'm going to pay the 4 life here. The initiative is a quick way to kill me, that's for sure. Colony Garden, alright. What is one of the put 2+1/+1 counters on target creature? I think is the direction you go. So let's see here. I could probably just hold up. Okay, well now I want to do this. Well, maybe I find a Tolarian Terror first. Let's brainstorm. Brainstorm. Lorien Revealed, I think is good. I think I like having a lot of these cards. I'm not convinced that I want to put any of them back. Let's put back Brainstorm. At this point, Spell Pierce is probably my worst card. Let's go black mana, 1, 2, 3. Gonna snuff out our friend the Avenging Hunter here. That's black, Gurmag Angler. We're gonna exile 2 Tolarian Terror, Fallaji Archaeologist, Tolarian Terror, Snuff Out, Brainstorm. Okay. And I will, hold up Agony Warp. First one gets him a basic. What's the second mode here? It's the 2+1/+1 counters, I think. Okay, they're gonna go Scry 2. Okay. It's hard to figure out what these all things do. Stash is treasure token. Okay, scrying 2. 2 top. Don't ever love to see that. Is Crypt Rats. Did not see that coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opponent can Crypt Rats for 5. Okay. I think that does each creature and each player, so I would have to force them to do that now. Black, blue, Agony Warp. Let's just give this. Let's just both targets. So if they want to blow the Crypt Rats for 3, they gotta blow it now. I'm gonna try to draw the game. Okay, they deadly dispute away, draw 2, make a treasure. That fizzles that. I need to find removal spell for plant token and hope they don't have removal spell for Gurmag Angler. Okay, cast down works. Cast down here. Spinning Darkness. You may exile top 3, deals 3 damage to target non-black creature. You gain 3 life. Okay. Go 6. Get in there. I get the initiative. Haha. Okay, let me go give me a basic island. Play this here basic island. Let's black. Cast me a Gurmag Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just hold up Spell Pierce for no reason other than to be awesome. Spinning Darkness was not the card I thought I would see. That is top tier, I tell you what. My opponent has already exiled 2 Chainer's Edicts, so they would have to have, I don't know, 2 removal spells, gets them through this. If we exile, I've seen 3 Tolarian Terrors, 1 Archaeologist. This is 2 Gurmag Anglers, so I have 3 more real threats in the deck. Green. I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know what they're doing here. Ichor Wellspring, draw a card, deal. I mean, you have Ichor Wellspring, draw a card, Reckoner's Bargain, draw 3 cards, gain 2. That's what they're going for here. Maybe they play Fangren Marauder before they do this. Crypt Rats, okay. I mean, Crypt Rats would have to hit for... Crypt Rats activates for 1 and then they die. I mean... Unless they just draw the game. Since they can hit for 7. I think this is just... Okay, it's a draw. That's interesting. Magic's first to 2, and I'm ahead on clock, so I like Steel Sabotage since they're doing this kind of thing. Annul seems probably also okay. I saw they had graveyard synergies, so Nihil Spellbomb's fine. I like Rotten Reunion, I like Chainer's Edict. I don't know that I need Shrivel. Unexpected Fangs for a little bit. I think I'll just probably keep the 2 that are in my main deck. The Snuff Outs are pretty terrible. Agony Warp didn't do as much as I'd like, so we'll take that out. I'll keep these Unexpected Fangs. A lot of other stuff is creatures, so Spell Pierce was not as good. We're good with that. Let's do it this way. See how this works out. I mean, I'm sure they're bringing in like duresses and stuff, but if my opponent's out here like drawing the game, then I think we just have to be pretty good on clock. So let's do that. Aquifer, go. Just making sure to F6 at the beginning of my opponent's turn. Relic of Progenitus. Archaeologist. I think we're just going to hold up and Brainstorm on their end step. See if I can find something good. Colony Gardens, fine. Brainstorm, draw 3. The milling is interesting. Let's draw a land for turn. Okay, never mind. This is my land. Let's go Archaeologist. Mill 3 cards. I'm putting it from among the cards milled this way. Okay. Get more Brainstorm, that's fine. Non-creature, non-land. What do you got? Let's take Annul. Or do I just take the mental note and wait for them to pop this relic and just get crazy with it? Annul is enchantment and artifact. I think Annul's fine. We're going to take Annul. And to go. If my opponent doesn't do anything, then I just mental note. Okay. Exile island. Relic definitely makes this harder. Duress. Do you want to hide some cards here? Do you want to do the Brainstorm hide cards trick? Let's put... I mean, I keep Tolarian Terror in here and they can't take it. So let's put Chainer's... let's put Lorien Revealed in and then Chainer's Edict. And then, yeah, now they could take Mental Note or Annul. Okay, they take Mental Note. I think because they haven't just popped Relic, like if they don't just pop Relic here, I'm just going to cast one of the things in my hand. Because I might not otherwise ever get to do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This makes me cost 3 less. Makes it 4 less. 1, 2, 3. Guess I don't have enough to be able to do this because this is Ice Tunnel. The Chainers, that's 4. And that still costs a bunch. So let's play the Ice Tunnel. Gurmag Angler still costs 4. I think I do want to hang on to Chainer's Edict until like they've blown this Relic, which I think they might be incentivized to do this turn. Sure. I'm still like wild about the fact that we drew. Like, can't think of having ever drawn a game in Magic. That's crazy. Okay. It lets me untap here. Like I'm gonna cast things. I don't want to cycle, so I think I just spend 4 mana and cast this. So I mean, here's my 5/5 that has Ward 2. Okay. It's the Calling Garden out of the way. Not really attacking. Doesn't do anything for me. Cycling. Okay, this is where they blow the Relic. No, okay. Alright, that means they have cast down Chainer's Edict, is my guess. Well, they would have to have... They cast down, pay Ward, or they have Chainer's Edict here. And it is the Chainer's Edict. I think if my opponent does not just sack this Relic here, I'm going to cast this Gurmag Angler. Definitely make me work for it. I hate that. So all graveyards, they draw a card. Okay. I kind of just want to draw an island so I can cast Lorien Revealed and juice this hand up. 2 for Wellspring, draw a card, that's fine. Tolarian Terror. Now I think my island cycle. I'll get a basic. Play this. Tolarian Terror still away as off. We'll see if I can counter something with a null here. I really just have to counter another Relic. It's really the only thing I should counter. Still have 3 Lorien Revealed in the deck. Avenging Hunter, okay, that's not really what I wanted to see. Still have Deep Analyses. Avenging Hunter, I guess, is a reason to still keep Snuff Out in the deck. Okay, let's go pull back the Colony Garden. Enters the battlefield. Let's put in the graveyard. Island. This is 7 mana, so I don't know, whatever. Bob's your uncle. There's my 6 mana Tolarian Terror. I did it. We cast it, y'all. We did it. We did it. Let's see. My opponent put 2+1/+ counters there. That's fine. I think I'm gonna. If they attack me, I'm just gonna take this one to the dome. Play Swamp. Five mana. Another Avenging Hunter. Ooh, Unmake in this deck? Crazy. Okay. Okay. I see you. Okay. Take it 7. Man, Unmake in a Golgari deck? I've seen it all. Oh, wow. And another Gurmag Angler. I think... that I'm probably going to lose this game, but it is in my best interest to make my opponent win the game. Cast down. Oh, Reckoners. Okay, I'm going to draw 3 cards, gain 2. Yeah, I think Steel Sabotage and Annul, probably not the cards to bring in. Definitely will. Target player loses 5 life. Target player is me, I believe. Okay. I'm at 8. I can go to 1. Doesn't seem like a winning proposition here. Okay, but yeah, definitely looking like I'm going to 1 here. I would have to draw a land to not go to 1. Well, land Gurmag Angler doesn't give me enough, so I actually have to make a blood token. Probably wants to loot away a card in hand. 3 mana Pulse of Mara. No, it doesn't have any targets. Dead to Dispute, drawing cards. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Well, that is not a removal spell we need, so we're going to concede here. And sideboard back into not some of these cards. Annul, not good. I was thinking like bouncing lands would be good, but they just play the untapped ones. Like if they were playing the tapped ones, this would be much better. So we want to bring the Snuff Outs back. I like the Unexpected Fangs. These are good. They aren't really graveyard centric. Like they have some recursion, but that doesn't really do a whole lot. They're a Chainer's Edict deck, so I do like Rotten Reunion. I think Spell Pierce is probably still okay. And yeah, I have 61 cards in deck. I probably don't need this Unexpected Fangs. I will keep the 1. Rotten Reunion, 2 Spell Pierce. I have 3 Chainer's Edicts. 4 Snuff Outs. It's 4 Snuff Out. Avenging Hunter, I think, is like their biggest threat. Yeah, let's do that. This I think is fine. And we'll play first. And hopefully we have a good hand. We have land, Mental Note. If I don't hit second land of Mental Note, it's a goner. This is land, Thought Scour, Mental Note. Yeah, we'll keep this. And we'll put back the Mental Note. Done. Play that. Pass the turn. We're going to set a stop in my upkeep. Because I'm going to want to brainstorm in my upkeep. I want to guarantee I'm going to see land. None of these cards are land, which stinks. But I guess I'm going to draw one of these back. So let's put Tolarian Terror down. I'm going to want to keep Terror. Let's just put Thought Scour, Spell Pierce. Yep. Pass turn. Okay, hold on. Not pass turn. I'm going to draw the Spell Pierce, but you know. Maybe I messed up and I should have drawn first. Yeah, I should have drawn first because I stopped myself from going like one more card deep. Yep, Brainstorm's gone. There's the relic, so I'm definitely slowed down here. I think the upkeep stop stays for sure. Because I'm going to go ahead and cycle this Lorien Revealed. Get Island, draw for turn. Get Gurmag Angler, okay, and maybe Spell Pierce something. The opponent's about to be on some plant business here. Opponent, I think they take the Spell Pierce. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. But I'll just let him take it, and then I can Thought Scour if I need to. I'm 2 minutes up right now. They take the Spell Pierce. Makes sense. Player exiles a card from their graveyard. In response to that, I'm going to Thought Scour. Myself. And offer. Okay, I draw land. Okay, land's good. Land's definitely good. Let's exile that. I think they have to pop that here, or I just Gurmag Angler. Blood Fountain. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think they have to use that the last mana of the relic here. Snuff Out the plant token lets me Terror. I gotta let that mana fade off. Okay, we're in combat. Okay, so I do get to Terror now. Actually, I think I get to Archaeologist and Gurmag Angler as well, which I think is actually better than me snuffing out right now. So you're not going to do that. Okay, in step, it's fine. Island. Okay, this could be really good. If I Thought Scour myself, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I hit 2 things and I Terror plus Gurmag Angler. I could whiff. I hit Unexpected Fangs, Mental Note, Deep Analysis. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cast Tolarian Terror. Cast Gurmag Angler. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so much for your relic. I got the cards out I wanted to. So my opponent is going to have to go like, if they chain his Edict, I sack the Gurmag Angler. Okay. Calling Garden's fine. Gonna chump both my critters here. Cast down, that's fine. Thought Scour myself. Let's just start with the Terror. Let's do them with Terror. Grab a handful of stacks. You better grab an umbrella. Okay. Archaeologists. If I hit anything, Brainstorm and Snuff Out. I think I like the Brainstorm. And I could make a land drop here. I think that's what I should do. I don't find a land drop here. But let's put back Rotten Reunion and Counterspell. And then okay, I will draw the Counterspell and then Thought Scour away the Rotten Reunion. I think it's the plan. 1, 2. Reckoner's Bargain, it's fine. Wellspring, okay. Jukabog, okay. Jukabog's fine. I could rather than Bog now for sure. Draw Counterspell. Thought Scour myself. Draw Gurmag Angler. I can't cast the Gurmag Angler, so I think we're gonna go to combat. No reason to do anything with the Archaeologist here. I would really like to find third land. I mean, fourth land. I need fourth land for deep analysis. So if I could start doing this, we're getting somewhere. Okay, Thought Scour. If my opponent doesn't do anything, I'm just going to cast this Rotten Reunion. Okay, that's fine. Actually, I probably just need to hold up Counterspell at all times. Counterspell at all times seems reasonable. Island, okay, well that's good. Alright, swinging in. Like, I think I'd be rewarded for patience here. Okay, they're gonna sack that and draw some cards. That's fine. I have a Counterspell plus Spell Pierce. Okay, drawing more cards. It's fine. I just don't think I'm worried about that. I just don't think I'm worried at all. Probably has 9 cards in hand. Vault of Whispers. Okay, yeah, I guess you can have that. That's fine. I'm playing Protect the Queen now. Like, gonna have to have a whole lot of removal spells here. Have to discard the hand size. Lovely exile here. Seeing 1 Lorien Revealed, 2 Lorien Revealed. Okay. And discard Forest. Okay. Draw double Counterspell is pretty good. Not gonna lie. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Three mana unmake. Target's there. Are they gonna pay the ward? Okay, they pay ward. I will Counterspell the unmake. Two mana. Okay, casting Deadly Dispute. Trying to draw cards. That's fine. I mean, it's not like they're going to spell pierce that, so. Oh, what? Ah! I got juked. Click through my dang combat step. Ugh. 2. It's just Chainer's Edict, that's fine. Sacrifice that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They could flash it back. Your Wellspring, fine. Diabolic Edict. Spell that. Now they have another Edict effect. Exiles a card. Fallaji Archaeologist. They blow their relic here. Or just cast another relic. Okay. Okay. Black, Blood Fountain, okay. Blood token, they have a treasure. Archaeologist, kick going in, combat. They don't have, well, I guess they could sack a relic at any time, basically. So let's go Archaeologist here. See if there's a sack a relic here. I guess if I say no, and 4, 5, 6, it's not really good. I think Chainer's Edict. And yep, that's it. That's all we can do. I've Snuff Out, I've Chainer's Edict. Crypt Rats. It's not great. Going for the Crypt Rats draw on me again. I don't love that. It's kind of rude. Okay. I like just Chainer's Edict my opponent. Trying to fire up the rats. Can deal 5. Just kind of clean everything up. This is just the weirdest play. Okay. Alright, so that doesn't do anything to them. They can now pop a relic if they wanted to. Well, what stinks is that now I can't fire off my Gurmag Angler here, so I think that's all we got. They're going to have to sack one of these relics. I'm going to be able to Gurmag Angler next turn. 3, 4, 5. Benching Hunter, okay. I think it's going to be Snuffing Out. Get a basic. Basic. Exiles a card. Exile Fallaji. Okay, exile Tolarian Terror. 3, 4. It's one of the Black Rose. We're gonna do this. Okay, they can be the Monarch, that's fine. Yep, draw a card, my turn. It's gonna pop this relic. Then I have a Gurmag Angler, so black, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Gurmag Angler, and I will keep my mental note. Okay. So trades for Gurmag Angler. Cast down. Yeah, I guess. Jeez. Limbus. Yeah, sure. Scroll and draw a card. Man. This is like the craziest stuff. 4, another Thorn. Okay. Already the Monarch. It doesn't stack like the Initiative. So, exile card. Yep, Gurmag Angler's fine. I think I'm going to hold 3 here. Good, healthy 3. Alright, there's an end step. It's mental note. See if I can find something good here. Snuff Out isn't what I would call something good. Island. Island. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll draw cards. Gurmag Angler cost me 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw some cards. And yeah, that's it. Whew. Just the room where they just deal 5 to me. Yeah. Okay. Dang. That's crazy. That's crazy. That was probably one of the crazier Pauper matches I think I've played in a long time. Wow, what a wild deck. Super cool deck from my opponent though. So I hope just the interactions on that was interesting. I'm gonna hope we can put the 3-2 together for round 5. So I'll catch you in that one. Alright, we're here for round 5 versus a really long username, Lefidoc Chupo de Palha. And we're going to see if we can wrap up the 3-2 here with Dimir Terror. Man, we lost a crazy match in round 4, and our 2 wins are against the Mirror. So let's see what round 3 looks like. Round 5, excuse me. Let's see. Opponent eating up some clock here. Hi. Yeah. This hand is Garbo, so we're definitely mulliganing. Yeah, that's the hard thing with like playing Lorien Revealed is that you're gonna have some hands that just don't have lands in them, but you need at least a land and a Lorien to make it work. We have land Thought Scour. I think we're going to have to keep this one. I want to, I think, put Deep Analysis back. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, this is like actual Affinity this time, and not the weird thing I thought was kind of Affinity. Contaminated Aquifer, and say go. We don't need this upkeep stop. 6. Okay. Opponent, Nihil Spellbombs. Main deck, Nihil Spellbomb. Fan me down. Let's pass the turn. I don't know if there's something I want to Spell Pierce here, but or I'll just Mental Note. I mean, you missed the chance to play your land here. Krark Clan Shaman. Okay. That's man, this game's already turning into something. I tell you what. Okay, so there's an island. We put a Gurmag Angler in the bin. Island. If I Thought Scour here, I just get to play a Gurmag Angler. So if my opponent doesn't pop Nihil Spellbomb, so let's Thought Scour myself. If my opponent doesn't pop Nihil Spellbomb here, okay. Hold on, let's think here. I have 1. Put a Tolarian Terror. That sucks. 1, 2. Okay. I think we're just gonna have to go with the Gurmag Angler here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's turn 3 Gurmag Angler. I can't be too terribly upset about that. Deadly Dispute. Okay. I think there's like Krark Clan Shaman's not doing a whole lot. Man, these retro foiled artifact lands are dope. Anybody who doesn't like those doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, I don't know how they're going to kill this Gurmag Angler because I'm going to hold up double Spell Pierce until the end of time. At some point, maybe even get to fire off this Unexpected Fangs and do a pretty big life total swing. One Thought Castle and draw 2 cards. Sure, draw 2 cards. Got a Ichor Wellspring. Sure, why not? I mean, I guess they. Do you not have any kind of removal spell here? I think it might be worth it to just try to Spell Pierce, and let's just go ahead and Fangs here. Okay, just let it resolve. Okay, so I'm gonna go to combat. I'm a little concerned that my opponent hasn't really done anything. So I'm not super incentivized to do anything either. I mean, they're just trying to draw into, you know, Frogmites and, you know, all the other cool things their deck does. Makeshift Munitions. Feel incentivized to Spell Pierce that. Just so they can't. Okay. Actually, I don't know that. I mean, they don't have enough undo. Yeah, I mean, sure. They can have a Makeshift Munitions. I don't think it matters. Swamp. Okay. This turn, we're going to see some Brainstorm action on the end step. Brainstorm. Alright, Counterspell. I like Counterspell. I like Spell Pierce. I think, since we may never like have to use any of these, I think we're just putting Brainstorm back and just swinging for the fences. I mean, they're gonna have to like throw away everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts, 6 artifacts to take that out. We have 1, 2, 3, That's not. Let me see. Would I brainstorm here? Maybe see a land, play it. Yeah. Okay, I have a land. Let's put back Chainer's Edict, Tolarian Terror, play this land, and just, I guess, Counterspell by itself is going to have to be good enough. They'd have to sack their whole board to deal with this. Thought cast. Sure. Cast down. Counter that. Okay, sure. So they had to have double removal spell. That seems fine. They don't sack Nihil Spellbomb. Okay, what I'll say they have to sack Nihil Spellbomb right there. All right, that's like their whole turn. Great Furnace, Mirror Enforcer. Okay. I think I'm drawing towards a Chainer's Edict. I think it's the next card, so I should keep it. And then draw another one next turn. Kinku Enforcer is about to put 3+1/+1 counters on the one target. Yeah, yep. Artifact. Okay, yeah. That's actually a really cool card. So coming in for 7. It's still a pretty long turn. Maybe we could have spell pierced that. Yeah, the fact that my opponent just had main deck now Spellbomb, I think was pretty rude for me. Okay, black, blue, Chainer's Edict them. Mental Note, Island, Deep Analysis, didn't hit anything I need here. Okay, so gonna just hold 7 next turn, it looks like. Daily Dispute, the Ichor Wellspring. They don't have mana to pay for this, so let's spell pierce it. So they only get the draw off the Ichor Wellspring. Four. Okay, Blood Fountain to get Artificer and Crookclean Shaman. Artificer. Okay, the one target non-creature artifact, so it's tapped still. So I'm going to take 4. I think here. If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, this costs a little bit. I'm trying to think if I can put bodies into play here. This is 4 minus 7 minus 4 is 3, so this takes 3 to do this. I just think I'm better off. So this is 4, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not like dead. So we ball. Lorien Revealed into Lorien Revealed, Island cycle, basic, play island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough to play this, but I do have enough to. This is Gurmag Angler here. Maybe buy myself a little time. It's probably playing, not to lose. But I think it's okay. Chromatic Star. Okay. Got one. Bargain. Gonna draw a card there. Gonna draw 2 cards. Get a life. Galvanic Blast. The Angler. Use makeshift munitions. Hit it for 1. Okay. Then I'm getting hit for 5, 11. Man, just getting brutalized over here. My opponent has definitely had a good draw. Daily Dispute. Okay, what do I get here? Tolarian Terror, I don't think plays really well into this. We're going to concede. Sideboarding. Okay, we're against artifacts, so we finally get to use Annul and Steel Sabotage. Nihil Spellbomb, definitely not that good. Dispel counters a lot. Blue Elemental Blast hits Galvanic Blast. Yeah, hits Galvanic Blast. Hits Makeshift Munitions. I don't think they'll have Cart Clan Shaman, Galv, and so maybe I don't want the blue LE Blast. I mean, Galv Blast needs to like hit something else at the same time for it to really matter. These 5 cards I like. Snuff Outs, it can hit artifact creatures, destroy target non-black creature. That's all of them. Agony Warp. I can hit the lands after they activate, which is okay. Cast down's fine. Counterspells are okay. Let me trim around the edges, I think, a little bit. I think paying 4 life sometimes to kill something that they... Yeah, let's just trim one of those. We're going to cut a mental note. We're going to cut 2 mental notes. I think Spell Pierce is still pretty good here. Annul, Dispel, cut these cards. Give the Snuff Outs. Do I want to cut Snuff Out, bring back in Agony Warp? I think the answer there is no. The Fangs is going to be good for if I have to trade and gain some life, but let's... I mean, because it can't just burn my face and win, so let's do that. And you know, that's hopefully we can get a hand that comes together a little faster. We got Land, Lorien Revealed, Spell Pierce, Fallaji. Sure. Definitely want to be able to Spell Pierce a turn 1 Nihil Spellbomb. If they go turn 1 Spellbomb, I am doomed. Okay. Let's go ahead and cycle. We're going to get... I think we'll just get the Ice Tunnel. We're going to need a swamp eventually. Ice Tunnel. So go. Probably if they don't cast anything, we're going to Thought Scour here. Just Thought Scour myself. Let's see what we got here. We're looking at put a Tolarian Terror in the bin because that's life. 1, 2, 3. So these still cost 4. Archaeologists. Okay. You can take Dispel. If I say no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I like Dispel. I think we're going to take Dispel. Dispel. And we're going to say okay. So now we're holding up Spell Pierce. We have Dispel. I think we can do a few things here. Blood Fountain. I think Blood Fountain gives them 2 artifacts. Let's just Spell Pierce it. What do I have to lose? I mean, what I have to lose is them playing Nihil Spellbomb here. But if they don't have it, then life's good. Okay, and I don't have it. Okay, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like a 6th one in the bin here. think I just want to cast this Tolarian Terror and hold up Dispel. I think that's probably better than anything else. Okay, still not doing anything. I like that. Island. Let's undo. Just go to combat. Go into Wombat. Let's cast Tolarian Terror. Gonna Red Alley Blast here. I think if I Dispel counter this, then I can't Deep Analysis. I think this is a good card to fight over, though. Let's see if I get it. Okay, and we got there. I still have my Deep Analysis. I can maybe cast next turn. If they don't just like Nihil Spellbomb here. But if their turn is Nihil Spellbomb, then I think I'm going deep. Steel Synod. Cast down. Okay. Pay the ward 2. Okay. That seems fine. It's okay. I spent 4 mana for that. Cast Thought Cast. Sure. Nothing I can really do about that. Yeah. Let's go Aquifer. Deep Analysis. Target me. I have a Gurmag Angler that I can cast now. That's good. Combat. Damage here, and 1 black mana, Gurmag Angler, Terror, Island, Thought Scour, Reveal. And let's play this Aquifer, and cycle. We're going to have a lot of things in the tank here. I have lethal on board, so they're going to have to start putting creatures down, I think. Cast down, I guess, is fine. Altar Whispers. Mirror Enforcer, okay. I can just snuff that out. So, Breaker's Bargain. That's they're gonna get a chunk of life there. Yep. I'll scour myself. Hitting a Annul, I actually like that a lot. Think do black here. Unexpected Fangs, Tolarian Terror. In for 6. Black mana. Gurmag Angler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to go, I have an Annul for an artifact. So, artifact creature is really what I'm looking to counter here. Anything else I don't really care about. Crookland Shaman, I guess it's fine. I'm still gonna get the blow up everything. That kind of stinks. But I mean, they do have to blow up absolutely everything. Okay. Damage to each creature without flying. That's sack your whole board, sure. All out. You can have it. Merry Christmas. Yeah, kill all my stuff. I mean, they gotta be out of gas. Like, what are they gonna do? They have 2 lands. I mean, I just drew some lands here. what do we got here? What's my exile? I have Gurmag, Tolarian Terror, Tolarian Terror, Tolarian Terror, Gurmag. So I got some stuff in the tank. We'll be alright. Oh, land. Okay. Come on. Need magic cards. Come on. Need magic cards. I don't know, I'm just assuming I can chain into a bunch of draw spells. We're just playing all the lands. Blood Fountain. Do they have anything? Yeah, sure. We're up to 2 creatures. I mean, that was maybe something to counter, but I don't think it's as good as like countering Mirror Enforcer right here. Gear Seeker Serpent. Doesn't have ward or anything, so sure. Take care of that. Aquifer, okay. Come on now. How many Lorien Revealed? So I have 1, 2. So there's 2 of those. Deep Analyses. There's. I think I cut one of those. So I think there's one more in the deck. Come on. I need my opponent to throw away their whole board here. Help me out. Help me, please. Help me help you. Steel Sabotage. I guess that counters an artifact spell. I don't think bouncing a land to their hand does a lot for me right now, so. I wish either of the modes on that said draw a card. Take Mirror Enforcer, take Gear Seeker Serpent, that's okay. Gear Seeker's fine. Cast Mirror Enforcer. Counter Mirror Enforcer. Okay, that's a 4-turn clock I got in front of me, so I need to find some answers here. Mental Note could be disguised as answers. That's a put a Lorien Revealed in the graveyard. No. Okay. Steel Sabotage and Annul. Will maybe buy me some time. Maybe. That's a hard maybe though. It's a very hard maybe. No. Okay. Yeah. This is gonna come to bite me here. Oh man, come on, not like this, not like this, come on. I have 1 more Lorien Revealed. Counterspell, okay. Counterspell, not as great when you're down to, they hit me with these and I get Galv blasted and I lose. Which kind of stinks. Reckoner's Bargain, sure. Come on, just don't have it. Just don't have it. Just one time. They're going to have a counterspell with a counterspell. Just going to bounce that to their hand. Jeez. Okay, man, that is all she wrote here. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a finish on a 2-3 for this Pauper League, which, you know, not what we wanted, but I'll catch you on the wrap up and we'll talk about the deck. And here we are with the wrap up. And man, that was a brutal 2-3. Really not what I wanted to present to y'all with this deck, but you know, sometimes that's how it goes. What's funny is our 2 wins were against the mirrors, so I guess it kind of showed that I, you know, had a wrap on how to play that one. But man, losing to that sweet, just green-black value pile deck, that deck was sweet. I'm not mad that I lost to it. This deck definitely has a more tilt towards some of the more meta decks, and you know, that deck was as far off meta as I could think it was. We lost to the blue-red Terror deck. That deck is starting to pick up a little bit. So I think that match was kind of close. But, you know, there's maybe some things we could tweak here. If that's something that comes up more, you know, maybe play more counter spells. I think one of the tricks is is that the blue-red decks get to play blue Ellie Blast and red Ellie Blast, and because I don't really have access to that just makes it tricky. And then, man, losing to Affinity at the end, didn't draw the cards at the right time, didn't see my Annuls or my Steel Sabotages until like the end of the game when all my opponent was doing was hitting me with a Gear Seeker Serpent. Not super great. But, Pauper's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. You could build this deck on Moto for like 64 ticks. You could build it in paper for next to nothing, except for the mental notes. I think those are like $5 a piece, and the Snuff Outs I think are maybe close to 10. It's weird that some of these like really old cards are hard to get a hold of, but they I don't know. Pauper's a lot of fun. This is like a cool Xerox, cast a bunch of spells, put something into play, and if you're I don't know, if you're like an old Shadow player, just getting to cast a Gurmag Angler and feeling good about it, it makes you feel things inside. But that's my wrap up. I don't think this deck is a 2-3 deck. I think there were some places I misplayed, and I saw some matchups I didn't expect to see. I would absolutely register this in like a big open metagame tournament. But I just want to remind you all, like, comment, subscribe, give me all your feedback. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and we love interacting with y'all. Hope to see y'all out there. Hope you're doing well in your RCQs, and I look forward to seeing y'all when we're the next video I make. This is the last one for like Pioneer season, so next time you see me, it'll be modern, and I'm gonna come at you with some things very near and dear to my heart. So I look forward to showing that to y'all. So once again, I'm Mark from Team Primetime, and y'all stay classy and take care.